Good evening.
Well, hello, friends.
And hopefully new friends also.
Yes,
Welcome back to our Midwest Urban Homestead. I'm Mike.
I'm Ann.
Today we are going over our pantry on what we are or what we would can again and what we would not.
Yes.
And maybe a couple bonus items
that
we would.
It looks like we have more bonus items than we have what we wouldn't.
Right.
So, starting with, we would definitely do tomatoes.
Correct. There's a can of the tomatoes right there that we've done.
Yep. We would.
And this is our first year can that we
are still working on.
Still working on that. We need to get used pretty soon.
Yep. We use the tomato sauce for like chilies and spaghetti sauces. I use it for soup bases. Pretty much anything you would use tomato for.
And we all know there is a wide variety of uses for tomatoes.
Yep.
We even made some tomato juice that was delicious.
Yes, and we would do that again too.
Yes, we would.
We also have done salsa out of our tomatoes, and that turned out quite well. Spicy.
And we do. We like our food spicy.
And the next one we would probably do is peppers. We would do the Cowboy Candy,
which is right here. This is, I really, really like this stuff. It's good with cream cheese on crackers. Really good stuff.
And the
Cowboy Candy.
And the Cowboy Candy, we also did in a Cowgirl Relish. And that was really good too on hot dogs or cream cheese. And that was just as sweet. The Cowboy Candy works out great on hamburgers because they're a lot bigger, or you can just eat them right out of the jar because they're so sweet.
Right. This Cowboy Candy again, like I said, this is one of my favorites that she has made. And I have taken a couple jars to work with me for snack time. And the guys down there loved it. And so we will definitely be doing that again. Next one that we would do.
It would probably be the green beans. Now, we did green beans, but we did ours with mushrooms. And it tastes just like the green bean casserole that you have at the holiday time. Minus the crushed onions and soup mix that goes in it. We used a beefy onion broth to go over our green beans, and then added mushrooms to it because we enjoy that. I mean, now if you don't like mushrooms, you can always leave that out. If you don't like onions, you can leave that out too. You can just do beef broth instead, or chicken broth. Depends on how you would like to have your green beans. But they're really delicious. I mean, some people just like them plain with water, but we like to have the flavor amped up a little bit. If we were going to have ours plain, we would probably just take what we have in the garden and have ours frozen and then cook it up that way with butter. What's our next?
I think for me, our next one would be the Salsa Verde. I think we both like Mexican food and we like spicy food. And the Salsa Verde, we talked a little bit on our last video about the tomatillos that we grew. And the first year we didn't know you had to have 2 plants. And the next year we planted 3 plants just in case one died on us. And we were lucky enough to have I don't really like to say it, but we had an overabundance of tomatillos. So, and this stuff is really good. She's done really good on her recipes and making the stuff that we have made. And like I said, I'd like to point out though, everything here is from our garden that we have made. It's not store-bought except for maybe the blueberries that we will be doing again.
Yes, because the blueberry bushes that we planted last year, the birds enjoyed a lot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Same with our raspberries. So we have not been able to do anything with the raspberries either.
So we're hoping for this year.
So on that note, since we said blueberries are something that we will can again.
Yes. We like blueberries in muffins and cobblers. We also like them in blueberry crisp.
Love blueberry crisp.
Or just having them on pancakes.
Yes.
Right out of the jar. What else would we do? We would do cucumbers. And we did cucumbers in the past, and we tried them just with slices. We haven't done any cucumber relish. We went with a zucchini relish, but with the sweet bread and butter pickles. So we've done those, and we chose to use brown sugar with ours, as well as apple cider vinegar. And these made
they're
excellent.
Amazing.
Yeah,
they are amazing.
Yeah, they're better than just the regular white vinegar pickles.
Right.
And
I think my personal opinion are so much better than the store-bought pickles.
Yes.
So yes, so they homemade is always better, as you know. So that is another one that we would do again. And since she brought up the zucchini relish, I think we would probably do that again, because the zucchinis are pretty versatile. They take on the flavors of what you are making with it.
Yes.
So, and these are good on hot dogs and Polish dogs and so on and so
and
forth.
I used the white vinegar on these.
Right.
And just pretty much a typical
And it just tastes like relish.
Bread and butter recipe.
Right.
But using zucchinis. And they have peppers in them and all the spices. And it turned out really good. I mean, yes, it is sweet. But yeah, they're amazing. We made 12 half pints, and we're down to 2.
So we were going to do a top 5 of what we would can, and we are showing actual bonuses of what we would can again, because we've got...
Yeah, we've already gone through our
We've
5.
already gone through our top 5 that we would actually do again, which would be the tomatoes. Tomatoes are versatile. You can do it almost anything with a tomato. That's 1. The Cowboy Candy, 2. The spicy salsa.
That would be part of the tomatoes, I would assume.
Yeah, that would probably be a part of a tomato. So that's still number 1. So the salt, again, the Cowboy Candy, number 2. Salsa Verde, number 3. Green beans with the mushrooms or not. Number what? 4?
Yep.
And then the bread and butter pickles would be number 5. So the bonuses would be the blueberries in syrup.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll go right into what we would not do again.
Okay, so I made one of the white chicken chili. And this was our first batch. That has chicken and corn and beans and peppers and onions in it.
And I personally did not care for it.
Yeah. We like our regular chili.
Yes.
But it wasn't bad. But I don't know if I would can it again.
Right. If it was a meal on the fly, I would eat it, but it's not something I would go out of my way to make.
The next one would be the red hot cinnamon apples. Now, we made them, and they are very good, but we haven't eaten hardly any of them.
Right.
So, they're pickled, and they got red hot cinnamons in it and cloves, and they're delicious. We've had them, but...
And half the problem with that, though, is that I'm not a big apple fan. I don't like apples that much. So that's probably one of the reasons why they have not been getting eaten.
Another one would be pickled onions. I mean, as well as they're good on tacos, but we haven't used a whole lot of them. Right. So maybe a quick pickle, but I wouldn't probably can it again.
Right. Another one would be, we talked about the pickles earlier, we would not do dill pickles. We are not dill pickle fans.
Right.
And
maybe dill relish.
Right, we do, but pickles on their own, the hamburger pickle, no. Bread and butter's perfect for a hamburger. Dill's just not our thing.
And we do like the dill pickle dip. And I think that you could easily take a jar of dill pickles and
relish it up.
And yeah, and blend it up and,
right.
and cut it up and put it in your dip. Or, you know, a lot of people like dill hamburger pickles. But this would probably be something that I would limit us on if we did it again.
And I'm going to let her explain the last one.
Okay, so we did the zucchini pineapple, or the pineapple zucchini. I did both the chunks and the crushed. And the crushed is good in salads and stuff, but we just haven't used a whole lot of it.
We like the chunks better.
The chunks, they have the flavor of pineapple.
But almost the texture of a pineapple, almost.
But the texture is more like a pear when it comes to zucchini.
Right.
And our grandson loves it. But as far as us eating a whole lot of it, we haven't.
Right.
So unless it would be just to make it for him, that would probably be about it.
Yeah, we're not going to do that again, probably, unless he requested it.
Right.
So on bonus round of what we would can again, honey.
Right. We definitely would do ground beef.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Here's the fat that rises to the top once you're canning, once it's cold. I mean, even if you have lean.
Yeah, even if you have lean meat, there's still the fat is still going to rise to the top.
Yeah, but we like the texture. I mean, we use it in sloppy joes. We'll use it in chili. Maybe hamburger hash brown casserole.
Right.
But as far as using it, you know, like regular hamburger, you can't. It does lose something with the processing. And we put this with some beef broth. We canned it that way. We didn't can it in water.
Right.
I understand that when you can it in water, it has a tendency to compress down on itself. And ours did not when we used the beef broth. So it turned out fairly well, and I think we would probably can that again.
Exactly.
For something quick and easy.
Another favorite would be the, which she's picking up right now, would be the pepper steak.
Yeah, the pepper steak soup, which you can either eat it as a soup, and it has peppers, onions, mushrooms, and then chunks of stew meat.
Right.
Or steak you can put in. But the pepper steak, you can drain the broth off and then thicken it up in a pan. Keep the contents. And then once it's been thickened up in a pan, add the contents back to it and put it over egg noodles.
Yes.
Or rice, whichever you prefer. And this is quite delicious.
Very delicious.
So we would definitely do this as a bonus.
I think another bonus that we would do would be the
beef stew.
Beef stew. Yes, another delicious one. Hearty meal.
Yep.
Right in a jar.
Yep. And it tastes just like roast. And it was delicious.
Very delicious. You can taste every vegetable.
Yep.
Every piece
Onion,
of meat. Yes.
Garlic. The carrots.
Like I said, a very hearty meal.
Yep. And for the soups, we've done a couple. This one is called egg roll in a bowl soup. And it has cabbage and spicy sausage meat.
Pretty much everything you would expect in an egg roll.
Yes. And it tastes delicious.
Very delicious. I
mean, if you're hungry for Chinese,
right,
this was definitely satisfying.
Right. Yes, we're a fan of Oriental food also. So another one would be the stuffed pepper soup.
Yes.
And that was one of my favorites. I've taken that to work with me on occasion, and it is delicious. Just dump it into a bowl, microwave it. and it's ready to go.
And that has our tomato base in it, along with hamburger and 3 different kinds of peppers and onions and garlic. And you can eat it as a soup, or you can decide if you want to make up some rice ahead of time and pour it over rice.
Right.
So it's more like a stuffed pepper. This would be another bonus item, would be coleslaw. Coleslaw in a jar. And you can either keep the brine that it comes in, or you can go ahead and drain that off and add mayo to it and mix that up so you can have a creamy coleslaw. But it's held the crunch. I used pickle crisp.
Right.
And that's another delicious one. But those are our top 5.
And I would, on a side note, I would encourage everybody out there that if you have zucchinis and you're not sure what to do with them, try the relish. Try making relish with it and other stuff. And try the zucchini pineapple juice or crushed pineapples. You might like it. Zucchini pineapple crushed. Try those flavors. You might like it. We do. We're just not going to do the crushed again.
But those are our top 5 and
top 5 that we would not do again.
And the top 5 that we would not do again.
Right. And I hope you enjoyed this video.
Yes.
And if so, please like, share, and subscribe. And we will see you in the next.
Bye.